married.
That was the "Are you ready?" You just say "Are you married?" What?
What's up?
As you know.
What's up, everyone? Are you doing it on purpose now?
Yeah. We got married.
Wait. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can tell, is a very special one because we are here to officially say that we're married. So for today's video, I am going to talk to you guys about our wedding. I'm not gonna make Patrick sit through all of this because I'm going through the logistics of planning. Obviously, this is not our official wedding video. That is coming soon. I will explain that in a second. But I thought I would just have Patrick on here for the intro because it only, you know, is fitting. But before we get started, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to you guys. You have been so supportive through this whole wedding process and have just been so great and made it so much more exciting for us. We've already been excited about this for a while, but having you guys be just as excited has been really fun. And our wedding was amazing. What did you think?
It was a blast. I would love to do it all over again.
Maybe not the planning,
maybe
but
not the
actual wedding
yeah.
Was so fun. So I'm going to talk to you guys all about that, money, all that fun detail stuff that you guys want to know, or at least that I've been seeing asked on my Instagram. So yeah, I'm gonna kick Patrick out and we're gonna get into the details. So for the rest of the video, it's just gonna be me, and I want to sit down and explain some details to you guys of the actual wedding. Things that went wrong, things that we were really glad we had, the stuff that cost us the most, and the stuff we really regret. Just because I thought that that would be really helpful. I actually got this idea off of an Instagram comment. A few of you guys, or a lot of you guys, thumbs up this comment wanting to just know more details and how to, or I guess how we felt about the wedding just in general. I wrote a bunch of things down on some paper so I don't forget. If you see me looking down at anything, it's that. But let's just talk about the wedding video right away because I know that's gonna be a huge question, at least all over my Instagram. Every time I upload a photo, it's like, where's the wedding video? Where's the wedding video? It's only been about a week and a half, 2 weeks since we've gotten married. So the wedding video will not be here this month, I can tell you that much. We hired an amazing company called Harvest Film Co. On Instagram. Definitely go check them out. They are incredible and they specialize in weddings, and we knew that when we were hiring a videographer, we wanted to go with somebody that has done a lot of weddings. In fact, this company has filmed at our actual venue a bunch of times. So we just felt really good about it. Their work is just incredible. So we felt really comfortable with that. But the thing is that with film companies that work with weddings a lot, they are just super busy because they have a lot of weddings. Sometimes these people do 3 weddings in a weekend, which means we are not the first on their list. They have weddings that they're editing up to us. And I never, ever, ever want to use my status of being a YouTuber or have a lot of followers on Instagram to be like, put me first, I need to upload my video like a week after the wedding. Like, no, no, no. That's just not my style, and I know I'm not gonna bump anybody just for the sake of me having followers and you guys all really wanna see it, because girl, trust me, we wanna see the video too. Our friends and family are asking. We are so excited. Jay, who is the main guy that filmed our video, he sent like the tiniest little clips that he's editing. So we absolutely loved the style of it. It fits our style. It's not all in like 35mm style, but he's adding that twist to it, which you guys know is very us. So anyways, we're very excited. I'm really hoping by the end of October I will be able to upload it. I feel like that's usually, I think we got a timeline of 6 weeks. But in the meantime, lovely Whitley, who was our wedding photographer, she was so kind to send us over a bunch of photos the Sunday after we got married. We got married on a Saturday, and literally Sunday morning she sent over this huge batch that I've been uploading all over Instagram. And I pretty much uploaded like the super good ones that I wanted to share. So I'm just waiting on the second batch with like the bridesmaids photos and things like that. Obviously more photos of Patrick and I, our family. So that'll be coming soon. But in the meantime, if you're not already following me on Instagram, definitely go check those out because I uploaded a bunch that I absolutely love. She just did such an amazing job. I'll put a couple here for you. So I'm gonna get into more details about the photo and video pricing and all that kind of stuff in a little bit. But first I wanted to talk about my dress because a lot of you guys commented about it, and I never really got to talk about it in the wedding series. I did a whole dress trying on video, but I obviously wasn't able to show the actual dress that I chose. So I actually have the clip of me trying it on for the first time. I blurred it out in the original video, but I have the unblurred version, so I will put that in here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this one's so, I like this one.
Oh my gosh.
So different.
I love it a lot.
Yeah, it has the 3D effect.
It's like these, oh my God, it almost looks like a leather.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's different. I really like this.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. Okay, let me just get it like a, it is so pretty.
Yeah. Because I really like this. I like how it kind of fits like almost corset-y.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly how it will feel.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Difficult.
There is a train, yes.
I like how it makes my waist look here.
Yes. But this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
I really like this one.
I do too. Like this, I think is my favorite.
I know, it's nice, right?
Uh-huh.
So as you can tell from the final photos and when I tried it on there were a lot of alterations. First things first, the dress that I tried on was much bigger than I actually needed. So once I got it in my size, I took down the straps here so they weren't as high. And then I squared out the neckline a little bit more. It was way more scooped when I first tried it on. And then obviously I hemmed it to my height. So I absolutely loved it. It was an Australian designer, which I thought was really, really cool. But I just thought it was so unique. It's so crazy because that was actually not, I didn't even pick that dress out. Like when I was just looking on the hangers, I did not even pick it out. I just went right past it. And Sue at the One Bridal, who is amazing, and if you want to get your dress in New York, Brooklyn, whatever, go to her. She literally makes you feel so special. I can't stress it enough. She was like, I think you need to try this on, and I was so skeptical, even like putting it on. I was like, And then I got it on, and I was like, oh my God. I was a little shy about it in the clips because I think I was so surprised that how much I actually really liked it because I didn't on the hanger. And then when I just got it altered, I just remember loving it more and more and more, and I couldn't have been more happy. Hey, this is Sue, everyone, from the One Bridal.
Working with you, Tess.
She's the absolute best. I just picked up my dress. I'm so excited.
I miss you.
I know, I'm gonna miss you too.
Anytime.
I am so excited. I tried it on one last time, and now I just want the day to be here so I can see it in its full potential. So let's get into the juicy stuff, and that's if anything went wrong. So the first one, I really hope that she doesn't kill me that I'm telling this story, but it happened with one of the bridesmaid dresses. This one is not as crazy and not as a horror story because it could have happened literally the night before the wedding or a week before the wedding, and it would have been much worse. But this happened months before the wedding, so we had plenty of time to fix it. But long story short, one of the bridesmaids had brought her dress home to her apartment, and her roommate had a cat, has a cat, not had a cat, has a cat, and I think you can fill in the blanks, but basically the cat destroyed the dress, ripped it to shreds, and she called me sobbing, and I was like, listen, this could have been so much worse. It could have been the night before the wedding. That would have been a little bit scary to deal with because she literally wouldn't have had a dress, but it was months ahead of time. But I thought I would just share that fun little story because it feels like something that would happen in a movie, but to like my dress. So now let's talk about rain, because rain is something that a lot of people fear on their wedding day, including myself. So our wedding venue was predominantly outdoors. They had an option for you to get married in this like pavilion area where the dance and the dinner is. So they did have a backup, which, you know, made me feel better. But the problem with our venue is that the bathrooms, the bar, like getting to all the like places you want to go, this like upper seating area, you have to go outside. So rain was just like not something I really wanted. And you know, they say rain is not something you should fear on your wedding day, and so I was like, you know, it's gonna be fine no matter what. You know, I've seen such beautiful wedding photos that come out of rain, but I was just like a little nervous. And you know what's crazy is that up until the wedding week, there was no rain, and then the wedding week came and it was storms all week. And I was like, are you kidding me? So I was literally kind of driving myself crazy, just checking every single day, and it kept saying rain, and then it would go down, and then the percentage of rain would go down, and then it would go back up, and it was just like going like this. And I was stressing myself out for no reason because weather is literally something no one can control. So the fact that I was getting so stressed was like annoying me. So I was getting even more stressed because I was annoyed at myself for getting stressed. So yeah, basically it was supposed to rain up until Friday night. I'm like, okay, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. I've accepted it. It's gonna rain. So I Amazon Primed umbrellas, like 20 clear umbrellas. And I spent like $400 on these damn umbrellas, and I, you know, like overnighted them, whatever, shipped them to the hotel. And then we wake up on Saturday, no rain, clear. It ended up raining at night. So that was fine, but like I literally didn't care. No one cares. You're already married. You're so happy. It's just, it's one of those things you can't control. So like trying not to stress about it is literally the best thing you can do for yourself, because getting that worked out before the actual wedding, like so close to the wedding, will do you no good, which it did me no good. So the last thing that at least I know of that was like a little bit topsy-turvy was the shuttle and hotel. So where we got married in Minnesota was a smaller town. I can say it now. We got married in Red Wing, and it's not the biggest place. It's not like the Twin Cities where there's like a ton of hotels everywhere. Guests have a lot of options. No, there's not a lot of options, and there's also a lot of other weddings and wedding venues in Red Wing besides the one we're getting married at. So the hotels fill up quickly. So you have to do like a room block. The hotel that we stayed at only gave us like a max amount, but we gave guests like ample time. One thing I've learned, that guests wait till the last minute to book their hotels. So our hotel filled up pretty quickly. So guests had to kind of like find random hotels, and we couldn't book them at some of the other ones because they already had wedding blocks, or some of them were being a little snooty and like, you have to get married in our hotel to do a hotel block here. That made the shuttle, which the shuttle was something that took guests from the hotel to the venue, a little bit sporadic, and we had to wait a good amount of time. We actually had to push the ceremony back a half an hour so all the guests could be there in time to see us get married. So that was another little hiccup, nothing crazy. I think the biggest thing to note from all of this is literally none of it matters. I think the only thing that would be like the worst case scenario is if your groom doesn't show up, or your bride, or whoever you're marrying. As long as they're there, you should just be like, yay. Now let's talk about money, because a lot of people want to know pricing. So I thought about it and I was like, do I want to give exact numbers? And I thought about it and I was just like, no. And the reason why is not because I'm like necessarily fear of like judgment, but it's just kind of pointless, because everything varies by where you're, you know, a florist in New York City is going to cost way more than a florist in Minnesota. So everything varies no matter where you are in the world. Unless I told you my exact vendors and you booked my exact vendors with the same services, then you're gonna know, like, then the pricing might be helpful, but otherwise it's not. So I thought I would do it a little bit differently and talk about money and talk about the priciest things you will spend, and then the stuff that we prioritize, how we saved money, what we regretted, all that fun stuff. The things that we spent the most money on, hands down, the venue, photo and video, florals, and catering. Those 4 things were the biggest checks we wrote, and ouch. Venue, we put more money into the venue because a few things. We were planning the wedding long distance. We are obviously living in New York and we were planning it in Minnesota. So we wanted a venue. Our biggest criteria for a venue was we wanted it to already like pretty much have everything we needed in it. Which venues can vary so much for weddings. And we looked at another one, but it needed a lot of work to make it feel like a wedding. You know what I mean? Like, it needed drapery, it needed all this stuff to it. Otherwise it just kind of felt like one big empty room. So why we booked our venue, which is Legacy Hill Farm, it's incredible. You can look it up on Instagram and see how beautiful it is. We booked our venue without even seeing it in person. That was a huge risk, but we definitely lucked out with that. So the next thing that will cost you the most, depending on what you get, and another thing that we prioritize, so the venue and photo and video. No matter what your job is, whether you're a YouTuber or on social media or not, photo and video is something I definitely recommend prioritizing and maybe putting a little bit more of your budget into, because your wedding day goes by so fast. Patrick and I literally feel like we blinked and the wedding day was over. and having photos and videos to look back on just kind of allows you to live through it a little bit more. And it's just memories to have, and I would just recommend it to everybody. I just think it's so fun. We definitely got like a very high tier photo and video, not only for ourselves but also for you guys. So we knew we wanted to upload a really great video to YouTube for you guys to see. Obviously you've been so invested in this, and since we can't film it ourselves, not that we can do the work that Harvest can for the video, but we wanted somebody we just didn't feel stressed at all about, and they just knew what they were doing, and they can create this amazing video that I know you guys want to see. But obviously for us and our friends and family, we just really wanted to prioritize that. So we spent, and I will say, thousands on photo and video, but you can definitely save money on that in a way, like you don't have to get a top tier photo and videographer. Like you can get like just your basic and you'll still love it. Like that's the thing, it's your wedding day, you're gonna love any photos that are captured, but as long as you have someone there taking photos and video, trust me, you will not regret it. The next two things, florals and catering. We're gonna talk about catering because that was so expensive, but we also saved a lot of money in a few ways that I'm going to explain now. We decided to go with a buffet style, which is a huge way to save money, and we also didn't have a plated service. Like, well, I guess that would mean like not buffet, but because of that, we didn't have plates, we didn't have chargers, those like decorative things that go under plates. We didn't have like actual silverware. We used recyclable like plates and silverware. So it didn't necessarily look super fancy, but we didn't need that. Like that's something that we just wanted to make sure the food tasted good, and that's all we cared about. Like we didn't need the table set up really pretty with like all of like linens and like decorative plates and fine china and shit like that. Like we didn't need that. I know some people love that, and that's okay, and that's why people prioritize things differently at their wedding, but for us, we saved so much money doing it this way. And the craziest thing is we got the most compliments about the food at our wedding. So now let's talk about florals, because oh my god, florals are so expensive. So okay, I went a little crazy on the flowers, not gonna lie. So obviously your classic flowers, you need boutonnieres for the guys, wedding bouquets for the bridesmaids and the bride. That's essentially it. But me, I was like, I think I want flowers down the aisle, I want flowers on the altar, on the wine barrels, on the fireplace, all on the head table. Like I just went a little crazy, like on the bar. I went a little nuts, and our florist Emily at Blossom did such an amazing job, but I totally underestimated how much that was gonna cost me, and if I could do it over again, I probably would have cut back a little bit on the flowers, but you know what, we're here. I just think that that is something that I spent too much money on, and I probably could have, it would have looked just as beautiful without all of that. Definitely with some of it, but I didn't need as much as I did. Did I love it when I got there? Yeah, I was like, everything is beautiful, this is amazing. And I didn't even think about the check. Like I was like, this is so pretty. But looking back on it, florals will get you. Now I'm gonna talk about some things that are definitely extra. You don't need them, but they are worth it. So did I regret any of these things? No, and I'm gonna mention them because it's something that I would consider putting money into if you have extra in your budget. So I hired a hair and makeup artist for the moms, so Patrick's mom and my mom, myself, and then the bridesmaids. Basically they came in about 6:30 a.m. the wedding day, and they set up in our hotel room and did all of our hair and makeup. And this is one of those things that you definitely don't need. Like it's such a splurge thing to do, but was it worth it? 100%. Like it was such a fun morning. We all got breakfast, coffee, like we were all just chatting, getting our hair and makeup done. It was just so relaxing knowing I could just wake up and not have to worry about my hair and makeup. Same for the girls. It was just, it's kind of like everything but elevated. Like all of the girls' hair, like I put little baby's breath in their hair, and everybody just looked so good. The moms loved it. They never get their hair and makeup done like that, so it was just fun to see them feel super glam. And I'm gonna tell you an actual number because this is pretty standard across the board. Usually for hair and makeup, it'll cost each person starting $100 per person for hair and makeup. And usually that is something they pay for themselves, or you can gift it to them, whatever you feel like you want to do. But yeah, that is a thing. Next were decor pieces throughout our venue. We hired this company called Hello Wildflower, and they help decorate our venue. They added these really fun vintage looking couches. They added like terrariums, I think they're called, and like lanterns. I say it is worth it, specifically because of the couches. All that other stuff is just really, really beautiful. But I only say it's worth considering renting like furniture for your venue if it allows it, is because surprisingly, so many people used it. Not only did it make really great photo ops, but it made family members stay longer throughout like the dance portion. It was really cool. I saw my dad hanging out there with like my uncles, like chilling on the couch, like their family friends. There was like a fire pit, and everyone kind of just like hangs out longer because there's places to just kind of relax and chat with family and friends. And not everyone has to be committed to dancing, which I think is a really cool option. And then you're not kind of like exiled to your seats where you sat for dinner. It's just a little bit more of like a homey feel. So let's talk about where I saved money, because I've been talking about a lot of the things that were really expensive. So let's talk about saving. So like I mentioned with the catering, not going super fancy with the table setup and just doing like a classic buffet, recyclable plates, all that fun stuff, good food. That's how you can save a lot of money there. For the cake, let's talk about that because I didn't mention that before. So we didn't go for your traditional huge wedding cake. We saved a lot of money by doing that. We did a 1-tier cake and then a bunch of cupcakes. And that was only a few $100s, which to be honest is a pretty good deal. And I will tell you right now that everything goes by so quickly after dinner. We even forgot to cut our cake, like officially. We did it way late, like when we were already like few drinks in. I have a fun video that I'll share with you guys. But you don't need to go an extravagant level with your cake if you don't want to. You can totally cut back on that. We saved so much money by not doing this huge wedding cake. Next, hotel. So you can save a lot of money on your hotel. When I originally was like thinking about a hotel for our guests to stay at and for us and like the wedding party, I kind of wanted to go for this like boutique hotel vibe and like make it all fancy and chic and cute. And then I was like, what am I doing? I'm not gonna make my guests pay like $300 to $400 a night to stay at this fancy hotel when you're just gonna sleep there. Like that's it, you're going to the wedding. So then I was like, oh no, okay, we're gonna go to the Holiday Inn. So we went to the Holiday Inn Express and it was perfect. We had hotel parties that got way too crazy, but listen, we wouldn't have been able to do that at the fancy boutique hotel. It made for way better memories, way more fun, and everyone was really happy with it. And like I said, you only really sleep there and you go there after the wedding and hang out with everyone. You don't need something to be super fancy. So we saved a bunch of money on that. The hotel was only like $110 a night, I think. One thing we had was a photo booth, and it was this cute like trailer photo booth. Loved it. I saw it on Instagram and I was like, I really want that. And we actually had that as our guest book. So we had guests go in there and then one would print out for them and then one would print out for our book, and then they would put it in the book and then write a little message. Really cute idea. But I will say that I went in there once, and I'm sure other people only went in there once, maybe a few extra times. But it was not used as much as I thought it was gonna be. So that's probably something that if it wasn't there, I wouldn't be bummed, because everyone's taking photos on their camera phone these days. So it isn't 100% necessary. Was it super cute and did a lot of people use it and love it? Yes, but I probably wouldn't have done that knowing like the outcome of it, if you feel me. So to finish it up, I wanted to talk about our honeymoon, since that's another question that we've been getting asked on. I am not going to lie and say that our wedding was pretty expensive. So we are going to just kind of like sit on the honeymoon just for a second. We want to just make sure our finances are all squared away. We live in New York City. It ain't cheap. So we just want to make sure we're all squared away. All of the final bills came in these last couple weeks. So we just want to make sure we're good to go. But we're kind of hoping to go somewhere in November. So we will see, you guys will see when we go on a honeymoon. We're planning on vlogging it for you guys. Maybe not as intently vlogging it as we normally do, but making a cute little honeymoon video to share with you guys our experience, especially if we don't have our wedding video yet. It'll be fun to show you guys that until we do. So I really hope you guys found this helpful. Like I said, all of this stuff varies by where you got married. Trust me, our wedding would have looked a lot different if we got married in New York City. To be honest, it probably would have been at the courthouse. Because a wedding in Red Wing, Minnesota was super expensive. I can only imagine in New York City. So definitely do your research, because you can find great places and not go crazy. But I really hope you guys love this. Like I said, as soon as I get the wedding video, I will share it with you guys. But thank you so much for following along. I can't believe this is over with the wedding series. I feel so excited, actually. I feel like I'm gonna be able to start a new, like, chapter on my YouTube channel, and it's gonna be really, really fun. Yeah, get ready for fall videos. It's fall time, my favorite time ever. So get ready for that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.